In 2023, during Trails Guide training, I found myself between fire, elephants and a rhino, when a lioness with 3 cubs appeared. My first encounter with the Eastern Pride, though back then, it was just lions.
This is uncomfortably difficult. Take stretch.
A year after that first chaotic encounter, I returned to Pilanesberg. On my first morning in Black Rhino, we found lions on a wildebeest kill. Just 2 vehicles, a nice private sighting. I remember asking the other guy, which pride is this? Why does it matter? Well, it matters because prides mean territories, and territories means patterns, and patterns mean more sightings. That morning turned out to be the Western Pride, stretching their range for food. But later that day, I got my first real glimpse of the Eastern Pride, deep in Black Rhino's concession. 2 prides in one day. Though I only got a single photo of the cubs that afternoon, later learning it was the Eastern Pride. It's the kind of start you dream of, and the start to something incredible. It vanished for 10 days, not a track, not a sound, and then, after late rain had soaked the reserve, they appeared by the big dam in Black Rhino. My first proper glimpse of the pride, the great male and 2 of the tiny cubs. Just a pair of photos, but the story was finally taking shape. The pride's favourite trick was to vanish. A week here, a week there, gone. And then, on the 1st of May, winter's arrival, they reappeared. The whole pride, a few meters from the car, hiding in a rosenbush thicket. One by one they stood up, stretched and yawned. I filmed one young individual of the pride. Simple yawn. And that was it. Hooked. From that day on, I was utterly obsessed. Every single chance I got, I went out looking for them. Six days later, they reappeared, this time in the wilderness area, heading out of the concession. It was alarming. These lions had made our lives as guides blissfully easy. Lions on standby almost daily. That morning, though, we had an incredible sighting. I captured what I still believe is the best 5 seconds of footage I've ever filmed of that young male lion, already noticeably growing. A beautiful photograph of him that morning sealed it. The big male, however, was different. He was never really with the pride, always lagging behind, off on his own. Not the father of the cubs, he seldom joined. Except, of course, when there was food to be shared. It became a recurring theme. Just as we thought they'd vanished again, 5 days later, they were back, and slowly a pattern emerged. They lingered near Buffalo Thorn Lodge, earning them the nickname the Tabus Loop Pride, then the thickets, then the open ground, and when food ran short, off to the wilderness. Yet the moment they made a kill, they returned. For months, the cycle continued, and life for us on the reserve was good. top of Sloop where their nickname was born, I had front row seats to one of their favourite pastimes, mayhem. A crash of rhinos came down for an early evening dip, and instead of making a sensible retreat, the now sub-adult lions decided to audition for Jackass Bush Edition. What followed was complete and utter chaos. Dust, horns, and paws everywhere. But it was a vital step in their education, proving that, for once, curiosity didn't kill the cat. For most of September and into October, life for the pride felt charmed. They always seemed to have full bellies, their hunting sharpened. The young lions were finally pulling their weight. One morning at Malapan, I saw the lions so bloated I honestly thought they might roll away if they sneezed. Zebra kills by the road, endless play. Bellies like beach balls. Everything was perfect, for a while. Sadly, inevitably, was already written into their story. The pride male, not the father of the cubs, but closely related, had a visa stamped and was destined for relocation. I saw him for the last time on the 4th of October in the wilderness area. 10 days later, he was gone. And on the 19th of October, driving near Pilanesberg boundary, I found 3 unfamiliar males snoozing across the riverbed. A silent announcement that the ground beneath the pride was about to shift. On the very same day, the 19th of October, on the far side of Black Rhino, near the big dam, the mother and her 3 youngsters were tucked beneath a shepherd's tree, bellies not nearly as round as before, hiding from the early sun. That would be my last sighting of them on Black Rhino. Overnight they vanished, reappearing near Malatsi Dam in the Pilanesberg, where they lingered for months before drifting back to Komaritan, the very place where I'd first seen them as tiny cubs, barely 7 weeks old, driven towards me by a fire. Proper full circle. They never returned back to Black Rhino. The 3 males I found snoozing earlier that day had laid a claim, joined occasionally by a few wandering breakaway lionesses, all of them threads from the great unravelling of the Western Pride. The same pride I saw on that first morning here. Blood still fresh from a kill. Now those 3 males rule the concession, roaring, marking, making it clear that Black Rhino belongs to them. On September 11 this year, near Komaritan, I saw that once tiny cub, now almost grown into a full male. They even tried and failed at bringing down wildebeest, a reminder they're still learning, but the pride is strong, back where they belong. Watching them grow, the power shifts, and the struggle to survive has been an extraordinary privilege. Every second of it unforgettable.